Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Review. My name is Eric, and today we look at some new superheroes in Gotham City as we take a look at the action in Batman Volume 3, Number 1. That's right, this is technically the third volume of Batman. The original Batman run started all the way back in the 30s. It went all the way up to 2011, ended, new volume started with the new Number 1 in 2011, and then now we have, in 2016, another new volume of Batman. This new story is titled I Am Gotham. It's brought to you by Tom King and David Fitch. And I have to say, I actually quite enjoyed this story from the get-go. It started out a little bit slow the first couple of pages, but I thought the issue did a very good job of establishing Batman as well as his relationship with some of his minor characters, not necessarily the other vigilantes and superheroes that we saw over in Detective Comics, but this actually more dives into his relationship with Alfred and Jim Gordon. So I really appreciated that. That was something we really didn't get at the beginning of Detective Comics, the introduction of those two characters. But over here in Batman, we very much get that. Basically, the plot of this issue is that there was a police raid, or a mistaken police raid. I'm not sure, it was kind of vague a little bit, but basically there was a police raid in which 2 out of 3 ballistic missiles were taken from some terrorists that were hiding out in Gotham. One got away. Gordon calls Batman to get help with trying to find the third missile and the third perpetrator. However, during their conversation, the missile is launched and it hits a plane that was flying into Gotham that we saw in the first page or 2 of the book. There's a little bit of bantering moments during this scene with Gordon and Batman that, to me, just fully shows the relationship between these characters. And Gordon gives Batman a hard time about knowing information about the raid that no one else other than Gordon and the Secretary of Defense should have known. Gives him a hard time about not having a cell phone that he can just call, the fact that he still has to use the bat signal. So little quippy remarks at the beginning of this. By the time the bomb or the missile hits the plane, Batman then is racing in the Batmobile, which this new Batmobile kind of looks like a mix between like the old school original Batmobile with that bat symbol in the front of it and the version of the Batmobile from the animated series. So I thought that was kind of interesting, the fact that they went with that kind of a classic design, trying to identify something that most people, especially people that grew up in the 90s like I did, most people would identify as, yes, this is the Batmobile. So I like that design. You know, it's a little too boxy compared to some other Batmobile designs that we've seen over the years. But overall, it brought that nostalgia out for me. Batman's racing to try to intercept the plane in the Batmobile. It's got about less than 10 minutes before it's going to crash into Kane Plaza and take out half the city, essentially. So he is racing to intercept the plane. We get some moments in here with him and Alfred, as well as a conversation between Batman and Duke Thomas, who, as you remember, he was the unidentified new yellow suited sidekick that was in the Batman Rebirth number 1 special. So he actually gets his full name mentioned in this book here, as opposed to that, even though we only see him, I believe, for 2 panels, and not in his new yellow whatever suit. We still actually don't know what his superhero codename is going to be or anything like that. Unless I missed something, let me know in the comments if any of you know that. I know today I was in the comic book store this morning and we were talking about it a little bit, and I figured that since DC is owned by Warner Brothers, that they would just call him Tweety Bird, going with the bird theme that all the Batman sidekicks have. So until we get a proper name, he's going to be Tweety Bird for me. So Tweets gives Batman some calculations and whatever to basically, Batman's plan is to take the Batmobile, ramp it off of a bridge, and fire the ejector seat and land on top of the airplane as it's flying in, because of course that's what you do. He's also trying to get a hold of the Justice League at this point, trying to get a hold of Hal Jordan or Clark Kent, which the only thing I found interesting about that is trying to figure out the timeline of this book. I'm pretty sure this takes place, because it's a Rebirth title, I would hope it takes place, you know, after the Rebirth special. But he does mention Clark, so I'm kind of trying to figure out where, you know, especially if we're going to be digging deeper into continuity in these books, it really makes me wonder where exactly this book is fitting in, because as of right now in the Superman books, either Clark has just now revealed himself to the world that he is Superman. The pre-Flashpoint Clark has now revealed himself that he's out in the world. He's currently having a boxing match with Luthor over in Action Comics last week, and the new Justice League book hasn't even started yet. So we haven't established Clark Kent, pre-Flashpoint Clark Kent, as part of the Justice League. So it's just really interesting that Clark was mentioned as someone that Batman was trying to contact. Again, just not knowing exactly where continuity everything falls in, that just was it took me out of the book for like 2 seconds, and I got right back into it. Batman was able to land on the jet and basically attach some thruster turbines to the wings, as you do, to try to stabilize the plane and to try to bring it in so that way it's not going to hit Kane Plaza, it's going to hit into the bay. Basically, you find out that he's going to basically save everyone in Gotham, as well as all the people on the plane, but at great personal risk to himself, because the impact is going to probably kill him since he's outside on the plane, literally steering it. Basically find out that Batman is not going to be able to survive the plane crash, as I just said. So he starts saying his goodbyes, essentially telling Alfred that he has messages recorded for the boys, which I'm assuming is Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne, and most likely Jason Todd, who knows. Kind of says a goodbye to Alfred, asking him if his parents would have been proud of him if this was a noble death. I almost feel like at this point, reading this dialogue, that he's just given up. Like, it's Batman. He's got to find some other way of getting out of this predicament, but it's kind of like he's just regulating himself to dying at this point. As the plane's going down, all of a sudden the plane starts to rise up, and Bruce is kind of wondering, okay, Clark is issue. Which, if the line earlier where Bruce is kind of trying to contact Clark wasn't there, I would have appreciated this line more, because it would have almost been to me Batman thinking, oh, Clark's alive? We know he just died. I felt like that one line, just saying Clark as this plane's rising back up, and you see two figures underneath of it that are made to look like Superman and Supergirl. I think that would have been a more powerful line had we not seen Bruce mention Clark earlier in the book. We get a one-page spread of this new hero named Gotham and his sidekick Gotham Girl. It's very obvious that these are more Batmanish designed take on Superman and Supergirl. The way the costumes are, it's gray with blue outfit rather than the blue and red outfit that the super characters are normally portrayed in wearing. So it's, even though it's just a stylized, old gothic-y looking G as their symbol, even the color scheme with the letter being black and the inside of it being like that orangey yellow color, it very much look like these characters are portraying themselves, they're designed to look like Superman, that they look a lot like Batman in color scheme and design. So Gotham declares that that he is Gotham, this is his city, and he's going to protect it, and that's where we're left at the end of the book, with Batman now being confronted with two seemingly Kryptonian-like characters now arriving in Gotham City, claiming to be its new protectors. This is part 1 of the story. Part 2 will be out the first week of July, so be on the lookout for that one when it comes out, for part 2 of this story. Overall, I like the book up until, like I said, the near crash of the plane, when Batman is pretty much just given up of being saved at this point, of saving himself. That's the only misstep I had in the book. Overall, like I said, the art was great, the writing was great up until that point. I'm definitely going to be sticking with this book for the long haul. Look out again for more reviews on this storyline, at least as the issues come out. This is again one of the books that DC is shipping twice monthly, so this was the first issue this week. Part 2 and 3, or issue 2 and 3, will be out in July. 4 and 5 in August, so on and so forth. So let me know what you guys think of the issue. Did you like the new Superman-style Gotham character and his sidekick Gotham Girl? Did you agree with me on the fact that Batman kind of just gave up at the end of the book and didn't pull out some cool Batman move to save himself? Let me know what you thought in the comments. I just want to thank everybody for tuning into this video. If you can, go ahead and give us a like as well as subscribe to the channel. And if you want to catch up with me on social media, just click on the links below. And I will see you guys in the next review. Later.